I'd like to welcome y'all to Q City World, and today we'll be talking about Tank Davis versus Francisco Fonseca. Well, damn, Tank lost his belt in the weigh-in. Everybody know that. I know everybody know that. But if you ask me, man, I think Tank and Francisco Fonseca took this fight on short-term notice. I don't know. Tank knew he was going to fight, so he really ain't had no excuse not to make weight. But he did say he knew he wasn't going to make weight. You know what I mean? He knew he didn't have a chance of making weight, so he didn't even try all the way. So, you know, he came in that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like he ain't, I don't know, man. Like he either wasn't prepared for this fighter or he had a chip on his shoulder or something, man. You know what I mean? He just didn't look like, you know, he wasn't sharp, you know what I mean? His body, he wasn't cut, you know what I mean? He just flabby a little bit, you know, for the fight. When he was talking to his corner, he had an attitude, looking like he was frowned up about some shit. I was like, this dude look frustrated. This before the fight. Me reading his body language, you know what I mean? Then he come out, man, like he was just mad about some other shit. Came in, like, I ain't even want this fight. This nigga ain't shit. And then he started putting his hands behind his back. You know, he was doing a lot of showmanship, you know, showing that boy that he wasn't on his level. But at the end of the day, Francisco Fonseca gave that man a lot of problems. One thing I noticed about Tank Davis is that he always go real hard and then he take a break. You know what I mean? He take a break. Like he'll just take a break. You know what I mean? If you watch Tank Davis fight, all his fights, you know what I'm talking about. And if you didn't, recognize it. He does it in all his fights. You know what I mean? He'll take a break. You'd be like, oh man, he just taking a break right now, nigga. You know what I mean? Then he come back and just go hard. You know what I mean? But the thing about this fight, you know, Francisco, he was, you know, trying to show off. Because he knew it was a big event, so he knew that everybody was watching this fight. It wasn't like he was fighting on PBS or some shit. He knew everybody watching this Floyd fight. So he trying to show off and prove that he's that next guy. But don't forget now, Francisco is undefeated. He rocked Tank, you know, trying to show off. And he caught him in the 7th round, had Tank on the ropes. He holding on to the ropes. But everybody get rocked, so that's no big deal. It's all about how you come back. But Tank just didn't look sharp, man. He looked real sloppy. He felt like his big bro, Mayweather, wasn't paying him no attention. You know, Floyd was focusing in on this Conor McGregor fight, so he really couldn't pay attention to Tank much before this fight, you know. You know, Tank just didn't look like he had what he needed around him mentally. You know, he looked mentally fucked up. And before the fight, he wasn't preparing for the fight. And Floyd was busy getting ready for this mega fight. This was major money that Floyd was dealing with. So he couldn't really focus in and have conversations, work with Tank like he normally do when he's not fighting, or how he's going to be now that he's not fighting. But Tank did a good job, man. He just, you know, he looked like he wasn't prepared for the fight, you know. And I would kind of blame the promotion team for not letting him know who he's going to fight. And he should have been, like when McGregor fight was announced, Tank should have knew who he was going to fight next. You know what I mean? So he could prepare for this fight. Tank looked like he really didn't know he was going to get the fight until around the Adrien Broner fight. And that was the end of July. You know what I mean? So he had a month to prepare for this fight, you know. So 4 weeks. And then, you know, he should have been prepared anyway, because Floyd probably told him that he probably was trying to get him on the undercard. But, you know, 4 weeks to prepare, and, you know, he don't want to come in that bitch weight drain, you know, so he took the safe route, let the belt go, you know, give him something to fight for again. Now, Francisco Fonseca was getting totally outclassed, although he was catching Tank, and I give Fonseca plenty of credit, you know what I mean, for being a good boxer. You know what I mean? He's a good scale. You know, I call him digital scale. He's a digital scale. You know what I mean? Undercard fighter. You know, up and coming fighter coming up. You must fight Fonseca to see if you really that deal. That's what I mean by digital scale. But yeah, man. What I lost my respect with Fonseca is when he faked like he got knocked down, like he was knocked out. I know Tank hit you on top of the head. True indeed. But when you pull the Flores, You feel me? We got good actors in America. We got Hollywood. You feel me? There's some good ass actors. We got NBA players like LeBron James that flop all the fucking time. So we used to it in America. You can't come to over here and pull the Flores, pull the Ortiz. I think Ortiz faked like he was knocked out against Mayweather. I think he could have got up. You ask me. I'm just gonna keep it 100. You know, Floyd did catch him, but I think he faked it a little bit. You know, just so he could get disqualification. But it didn't work. You know, this guy tried to fake it. So Fonseca lost a lot of respect in my eyes for trying to fake the knockout. Now, true indeed, you know, he did get hit on top of the head, but you get back up and fight. You let the fans argue about that hit over here earlier on that knockdown. You know, later on. You know, but come on, bro. You feel me? That was some bullshit, you know. Other than that, I really think this boy Tank Davis reminds me of Sean Porter, Mike Tyson. Now imagine Sean Porter having power like Tank Davis. He'd be ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because they go in like some bulldogs. Only the Tank Davis weakness is how he take breaks. He take breaks every fight. He take a break in a round. You know what I mean? He might go a minute and a half without really swinging. And then he go crazy. You know? He focus somebody with some power, you know, because he's kind of small, so he gonna go up a little bit in weight, probably 135, 140. I don't want to see him at 145, because he 147, 48, because I think that he's gonna be too little. If Floyd Mayweather taller than you like that, I think your limit is 140. At 140, you're finished. You know, Mikey Garcia fight is the classic fight with Tank Davis. You know what I mean? But Tank is ridiculous, man. I just think his psyche wasn't all the way together. You know, he wasn't all the way mentally there during that fight. And plus, he was a little nervous. That was a big fight, man. You know, to be on the undercard of McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, you know, I think he cracked under pressure. You know, I think Francisco did some bullshit by acting like he was hurt. You know, it was a pretty good fight. Francisco caught Tank with some good blows during the fight. You feel me? Like I said, round 7, Tank ass almost, you know, had to hold on to the ropes. You know, but Tank was way better than him. He just wasn't sharp that night. He wasn't in shape and he wasn't prepared. And that's what I had to say about that. You know, they booed Tank after the fight. It was a horrible performance. You know, won by a knockout by the back of the head. It wasn't Tank's fault that he won by the knockout from the back of the head. It was Fonseca's fault. Because Fonseca could have got back up. He wasn't knocked out. So don't blame Tank because Fonseca didn't want no more. He didn't want no more smoke. You know, he was scared. Tank said he hurt him with a body shot. You know, only Fonseca knows that because he's the one that faked like he was knocked out from the headshot. Bro, you could have got back up and fought. Tank got booed. He had a bad performance, a sloppy performance. But I think if Mayweather wouldn't have been so focused on his $300 million fight, and that fight wasn't rushed, if he would have knew in early July, that he was going to fight Francisco Fonseca, he could have prepared more, or his team could have prepared more for this fight. And he could have been in shape with no excuses. This fight shouldn't have been for a belt, you know, but it was. So you got to get your belts back. And now he don't got to hear everybody say, well, you got a belt, you need to fight Lomo. You know, so maybe this was a conspiracy. Maybe Tank lost his belt on purpose so he could quit hearing people saying that he should fight Lomo. And maybe Tank know that Rigo finna beat the shit out of Lomo. So Tank like, let me get rid of my belt and let that belt go up. And let me let Rigo beat Lomo so he can't call me out for the other belt. You never know. This man is 5'5.5". If you keep his mind focused, you know, I know he's from Baltimore, and I know Baltimore is crazy. You know, there's a lot of shit going on in Baltimore. You know what I mean? But if he can stay focused, he can be great. You know, He reminds me of Mike Tyson. I was, like I told you at the beginning, from looking at his body language and how he was mad at his corner about something, he was frustrated. If you go back and watch it, just watch how he's acting before the fight. You feel me? Then he came in with that weird ass hoodie, man. I don't know. That shit was some weird shit right there. That shit was not swagged out. Floyd Mayweather had nothing to do with that, you know. I know Gun Rule, Grand Rapids, that's not our swag. We would never come out with some shit like that on top of our head. So that was some Baltimore shit. He had some nigga around Baltimore telling him to rock that shit. That nigga looked horrible with that shit. But other than that, you know, fuck all that shit. Fuck how you look coming in the ring, you know. Shit. It's all about how you perform. You perform excellent, you know. One of my favorite fighters. I think you're gonna be great. You just might need to stay, like I said, you're on 130 now. I know you're gonna outgrow that. You know, so you won a championship in that division. You can go to 135 right now. Take it slow, you know, mentally grow, get smarter, you know, hang around the greatest of all time, Floyd Mayweather. I think Terrence Crawford should be around Floyd Mayweather. You feel me? You know how teams get together? You know how Dwayne Wade and LeBron James got together? Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather need to get together. You feel me? I'm going to tell you one thing. You fools don't know. Don't go fuck with no Bob. Bob is good for the Lomachenko's, the Pacquiao's, the foreign fighters. I advise them to go fuck with Bob. But if you're a black up-and-coming fighter, and I'm not trying to be racist, I'm just keeping it 100. Deontay Wilder should be that fucking guy. You feel me? He should be praised, you know, but he's not. So I'm gonna show you, that's proof that fuck the fans and fuck everybody. Get that motherfucking money, Terrence Crawford. Go fuck with Al Heyman and go fuck with Floyd. Go fuck with Floyd, Terrence Crawford. That's who you need to be fucking with. You know, and Adrien Broner and Tank Davis would never be the same because Adrien Broner said it himself. Floyd don't give him game. You feel me? Floyd gives Tank Davis game. I hope Tank can accept it and grow and become the top not fighter that he got potential to be. But his defense is a long way different and way better than Adrien Broner. Do not compare this young man with Adrien Broner. He would never take as many losses as Adrien Broner. You feel me? He is a beast. Adrien Broner, he's a lion. Adrien Broner's a hyena. It's two different type of boxers. I love Adrien Broner. It's my favorite. You feel me? Because that's the personality you gotta have to be paid in this game. But you gotta have the Terrence Crawford talent. With Adrien Broner mouth, you can be something. But Terrence Crawford, you need to go fuck with either Money Mayweather Productions or start Terrence Crawford Production with Al Heyman behind you. You need to leave. You need to leave. You know, dude name. I'm not gonna say his name because my videos, views is getting stuck every time I say his name. But his name. You need to go ahead and come fuck with the real, come fuck with your people. And let Bob promote Lomachenko, because Lomachenko benefits Bob more than you. And plus, there's no competition at 140. Plus, you're going to need that work. Terrence Crawford, go ahead. Like I told you, man, you could be around here. I'm talking about your grandkids, man. You want to get that money, man, you got to go fuck with Floyd, man. You feel me? If this motherfucker made $300 million, I know he can get you a $30 million. He can turn you to a $30 million fighter, man. You feel me? Go fuck with Floyd, Terrence. Facts, man. You know, you can sit around here and be like, I'm gonna be my own, man. Hey, man, it's all about that bread. Take that Floyd shit, you know, and then you beefing with Floyd, leaving Floyd, and I'm gonna make you even more popular. So you can just go fuck with Floyd for a minute and go to your own shit. But go fuck with Floyd, man. I'm telling you, dog. That's who you need to go fuck with, man. Real talk, man. And I'd like to thank you guys for coming to Q City World. And don't forget, you guys ain't gotta go home. You gotta get the out of here.